Thank you once again for joining in for this video. We're going to cover chapters 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18, which rounds out the book. So let's get started with chapter 14. Our chapter 14 objectives are going to be clients' rights and responsibilities. So clients' rights, there's certain things that clients have the right to. So those are going to be receiving quality service, provided in a respectful manner without offensive or defamatory remarks or in any other form of discrimination. Clients have the right to know the qualifications of the staff members and the educational requirements met to achieve certifications. Clients have the right to a health screening prior to physical activity participation. And clients have the right to timely responses to their requests and inquiries. Looking at client responsibilities, having the responsibility to give accurate information that can impact physical activity programming. So this can be in regards to physical and mental health, substance abuse, or any other conditions. Clients should assist the instructor in maintaining a neat environment. So that could be putting away weights or picking up their personal belongings. Clients should notify the instructor well in advance if they cannot make their appointment. And lastly, clients are responsible for working with the instructor in reviewing, planning, and changing programs. Moving on to chapter 15. Here we'll look at definitions and distinctions and organizational behavior. So we're going to define leadership and management and kind of talk about the distinctions between those two terms. So leadership has intended outcomes of leadership are change, vision casting, and innovation. It takes place in a complex environment where boundaries and borders are not exactly clear, and leadership is required when problems do not have pre-established solutions. So it can require adaptability, critical thinking, creativity, and innovation. Management. So the intended outcomes of management are predictability, vision implementation, and maintaining efficient status quo. And management is required when technical problems arise. Organizational behavior. This is the capacity to understand, explain, and improve the attitudes and behaviors of individuals and groups within organizations. There's 5 major elements to organizational behavior. The first is individual outcomes. So this includes job performance and commitment to the organization. Individual mechanisms. So there's 5 areas that impact individual outcomes. These are job satisfaction, stress, motivation, trust and ethics, and learning and decision making. Individual characteristics. These attain to abilities and skills. Group mechanisms, so how leadership uses power and implements leadership styles. And lastly, organizational mechanisms. These are the large concepts of organization culture and success. Chapter 16. Our objectives are going to be performance management and employee retention and facility management. So for performance management and employee retention, we're going to look at 3 separate ideas here. So setting goals, performing appraisals, and employee retention. Setting goals. So the expectations with employees should be set on an annual basis, and it emphasizes commitment to the company as it develops. And goal setting should be done between an employee and an immediate supervisor, and once again using that SMART goal method, so a specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goal. Performance appraisals. These are regularly scheduled performance evaluations that allow the manager to gather information about the employee over the year. And this information can be both positive and negative, and it allows informed decisions on the progress of the employee. Performance evaluation should include employee strengths, employee weaknesses, goals from the review period, and company-defined skills and competencies. Next, we have employee retention. So this is a positive performance review can positively affect employee retention. More frequent performance checks can help maintain stronger relationships between employee and an immediate supervisor. And interestingly, 32% of employees voluntarily leave their current workplace for advancement opportunities. Looking at facility management, we have operations. So this includes a variety of tasks related to supervision of members, access of equipment, temperature control, music, information technology, and general facility maintenance. And operating standards, this might be monitoring entrances and exits, maintaining water temperature and chemical balances of saunas and steam rooms, and employing proper supervision of youth programming. Next we have equipment. So calibrating, inspecting, and maintaining equipment. Most facilities have equipment checklists, so we're looking to see if the equipment is being used for the purpose it was designed for, if it's stored properly, if it's user-friendly, and if it's replaced on a reasonable usage cycle. Moving on to Chapter 17. Here we're going to look at some marketing basics. So we'll look at the 5 P's of marketing: people, place, product, price, and promotion. Starting with people, it's understanding demographic, psychographic, and physical activity attributes of potential customers. And generally we're looking at individuals who reside within a 1 to 5 mile radius of a fitness facility, because these people tend to be more physically active. And the major things to examine in a demographic profile are the number of people, the number of households, household income, and gender breakdown. Next we'll look at place. So this is where a product can be purchased and or delivered. So service is provided out of a physical location, such as a commercial, corporate, private fitness facility, or a clinic. But services can also be provided in-home or online. And an easily navigable website and or impeccably clean workspace can show professionalism, organization, and quality. And facility attractiveness has been identified as playing a key role in customer satisfaction. Product. A product can be tangible, such as selling a membership, or non-tangible, helping someone achieve a fitness goal. Marketing success is dependent on belief in the product you're selling. So, belief in abilities as a fitness professional. And the top reasons for joining a fitness center are improving health and fitness and improving appearance. Price. So the cost of delivery includes marketing, materials, equipment, facility, and the time value. And our acceptable profit margin is the price above the cost of delivery. So a higher margin equals more profit. And lastly, market value. So this is the balance between perceived value and actual demand for a product. So a high demand and a low perceived value means people want it, but they're not willing to pay much for it. And a low demand and a high perceived value means that few people want it, but they're willing to pay handsomely for it. And lastly, promotion. So this is an ever-expanding and complex process of educating, presenting, and engaging stakeholders, so that consumer loyalty and sustained relationships develop, grow, and are maintained. Branding is deciding how you want to package the message. So you should be asking, why should a potential customer want to purchase our fitness services? Advertising. Some of the most common methods include print media, trade magazines, television, social media, and radio. And referrals. This is a rapport built with clients which can be long-lasting. This is one of the most effective ways to market in a referral, which is a rapport built with the clients that becomes long-lasting. And one of the most effective ways to market is asking clients for referrals. Lastly, we'll look at Chapter 18. So our objectives for Chapter 18 are the ACSM Code of Ethics, the 4 steps providing evidence-based practice, and maintaining certification. So for the ACSM Code of Ethics, we have 4 standards. So Section 1 is members should strive continuously to improve knowledge and skill and should make available to their colleagues and the public of the benefits of their professional expertise. Section 2, members should maintain high professional and scientific standards and should not voluntarily collaborate professionally with anyone who violates this principle. Section 3, the college and its members should safeguard the public and itself against members who are deficient in ethical conduct. In Section 4, the ideas of college imply that the responsibilities of each fellow or member extend not only to the individual but also to the society with the purpose of improving both the health and the well-being of the individual and the community. Next, we'll look at 4 steps to providing EBT, or evidence-based practice. Step 1 is to develop a question. So these client-driven questions provide important information to the professional about the level of understanding the client has about their physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. Step 2 is to search for evidence. A big part here is personal evidence because it can provide powerful evidence. Academic preparation can aid in search for evidence. Step 3 is to evaluate the evidence. So fitness professionals need to be able to discriminate the evidence gathered and make thoughtful decisions about the best way to disseminate the information to the client. And step 4, incorporate evidence into practice. So we tailor the information to the client's needs, which leads to a long-term behavior change. Lastly, let's talk about maintaining certification. So we ensure ACSM certified professionals enhance skills and knowledge above and beyond minimum competence. Periodic recertification occurs through the documentation of required continuing educational activities with the 3-year period following successful passing of an ACSM certification exam. And some certification requirements include 60 continuing education credits every 3 years, maintaining a CPR certification, paying the recertification fee, and then you have the option to repeat a certification exam. Thank you all for watching these videos. I hope these videos worked and helped in your studying and preparing for the ACSM EPC exam.